Oh, back for another one, and this time Skaven versus Nagaryth with Alith Anar. Look at those armies. You can see I decided to go quite skirmish heavy with this one, and also quite defensive with all the chevrons on those storm vermin. You know, I had a feeling I would need them. I had a feeling that having shields, armor, and high leadership was going to be a good idea for this one. So eventually when my computer decides to be fast enough to load this game, we can start. And that seems about right now. Right now. Alright, here we go. So, I thought I'd deploy out here in the forest, you know, and keep my rat ogres nice and close to my gutter runners, so if I need to I can retreat back with my gutter runners, slow them with poison, run them into these rat ogres, and then from there it's just a monster mash party. But I deployed right on top of these shadow warriors, which usually when I deploy on top of my enemy vanguard units or whatever, it always works out wrong, horribly for me. But you know, I think this time might work out really good. You can see the snare net's gone down, and you know what's it do specifically? Negative 18 speed for 90 seconds, or 15 seconds I should say, 90-second cooldown. And they've also got poison applied to them, so at this point their speed's down to 23. That's sad compared to the 48 speed of the gutter runners, and not to mention the 60 speed of the rat ogres, so I don't think they're going to be surviving very well. Rather than go wide and like go, you know, end to end with my gutter runners, I decided to keep them on this side, and you know, I thought, you know, maybe I can use these ones in the middle here to do a bit of distracting, you know, bit of running around, bit of kiting. These ones are going to be the ones who are going to come around the back and, you know, either gank via melee or range. Enemy's got a whole front line of spearmen. Alith Anar's hanging out there with a Heaven's Mage. Let's have a look. Sexy. Lothar and Seaguard, as well as Sword Masters of Hoeth on the flanks here. So, you know, got a bit of anti-large going on there, just in case. You never know. There's some Dragon Princes hanging out over here. I think it was, yeah, there was Dragon Princes over here as well. They're coming to help out those Shadow Warriors who are about to get hurt. And another group of Shadow Warriors over here on Deep Vanguard. They're thinking about coming in. Trying to take me out. Over here, I've got a very tight formation of just Storm Vermin with shields and just spears and halberds in the back, just in case, because you never know when someone's going to come from behind. So, yeah, let's start. Now, at this point, I have uncovered hidden foes. Ooh. You can see, I decided to descend on them, go with the melee, because melee-wise, the gutter runners, I do believe, they do quite well. Maybe not as good as Shadow Warriors stat-wise, but, you know, they're pretty handy. However, these Dragon Princes came in and they're just making a meal out of these gutter runners, and I was like, God damn it. So I bring these two groups of rat ogres over. One group of rat ogres, I believe I focus on the Dragon Princes, and this other group, they're going to try and take out these Shadow Warriors. Meanwhile, I've got another group of gutter runners coming in from this little pocket of forest right here. And, you know, I'm sort of surrounding them in a way, and I'm covering my bases because I've got these guys over here who I want to use on this main army, but I bring them back because it's like, alright, if I can sort of just keep them poisoned, keep them slow, I can run them around and hopefully corner them and take them out, and they're not going to cause me too much grief. You know, that's the idea. These Shadow Warriors give me grief, mind you, and I'm trying to defend against these, what do you call them? I made them face backwards. I was thinking, oh shit, I better, oh, there we go. They managed to hold some of them, so they did their job, you know. Some of them were standing backwards, but I'm trying to keep those Dragon Princes away from getting into these Storm Vermin, because the Storm Vermin is really what I'm going to need right now up against these Sword Masters. Sword Masters eat them every single time, but if they can just hold, I can get off some good magic, and, you know, Rod of Corruption, you know, Liber Bubonicus on a Lith, all those things, you know. Wither, I think, is about to go down now. No, Curse of the Midnight Wind, my bad. I thought I was being the smart one there. So yeah, I wanted to keep this from happening. Dragon Princes breaking through and continually recharging. You know, I mean, the Shadow Warriors, they're not my problem right now. It's these Dragon Princes. You know, I managed to eliminate the problem over here for the most part. You know, look at, I got this entire flank just getting ready to crash in because my front line's holding. My front line's holding very well. You know, I got Wither down now, so that's helping out. But, you know, it's very bloody. It's very bloody in here. You know, Alith Anar, he's doing his thing. Sort of. Honestly, when I was playing this, I refused to believe that my opponent would just leave Alith Anar standing there. I thought that was his clone. And I'm pretty sure it actually is. So, yeah. I wasn't touching him because I'm like, nah, it's not worth it. And the thing is, all you have to do is have a look and see how he's not unbreakable. The clone is unbreakable, but I was too busy microing. I'm like, I'm not wasting my time. And by the time this one comes up, see, now he's unbreakable. So I was like, when I saw this guy running, I'm like, no, that is definitely not him. There's no way he's just that silly. So, you know, I think I could actually see them both at the same time. I don't know. I don't remember. Anyway, Rat Ogres and Gutter Runners are coming in. These Dragon Princes are trying, but, you know, there's no point. My Clan Rat Spears actually managed to type these Shadow Warriors finally. He just left them there. We didn't have them on auto skirmish, even as a backup, which that's the only reason I have it, as a backup. And, yeah, tying them up. Pestilent Breath going down, taking away these Spearmen, so now my Storm Vermin can start focusing on these Sword Masters, who will eat them up every single time. But if you manage to overwhelm them, sometimes it's enough, and especially with these Rat Ogres. Rat Ogres love to eat Sword Masters. They just jump right into them, gobble them up, no chance. Rat Ogres also taking Pound Town down to Mage of Heavens, and the Lothern Sea Guard, who I thought would be faring a little better. Sometimes they don't. I don't know, but this is what I'm talking about. Look, they're just jumping in there, throwing them around. They love it. That's what Rat Ogres are for. Rat Ogres are for your great weapons. You just run them in there, recharge, side charge, and just take them out. Skrolk's now taking the fight to Alith Anar, who, you know, he's stat-wise probably better, but I mean, I've got magic on my side. So once I use a Liber Bubonicus or something like that, or I don't know, something, it won't be a problem anymore. Shattered these Dragon Princes, but for some reason I'm still chasing them. Not anymore. Realised time to come back. Meanwhile, these Dragon Princes are trying to make a difference, but they're going to get caught up in my Rod of Corruption. And they're going to take Rod of Corruption, attacks from these Storm Vermin and these Spears, as well as the Gutter Runners coming in. And there's just too many rats for my opponent to handle. At this point, you know, he's trying to collect what he's got left on the periphery, but it's not going to make a difference. Alith Anar's holding out. The Shadow King refuses to return to the shadows, but, you know, I guess it's better to go back to the shadows than go back into the earth, eh? Too bad. He's going to be making me some worms. Nope. Oh, he's holding out one last time, but as the Vermintide closes in, I mean, that's really going to be it. No one... you get to a point where it's just one unit, maybe someone to support, but you've got hundreds of rats just collapsing in on you and poking you from every angle, and so many debuffs, and there's no chance. Nothing at all. So that was a GG well played to my opponent. You know, I got lucky by my Vanguarding. You know, I thought it was weird that I'd go all the way on the side like that, but I was like, you know, you never know. Like this might be smart, and it was actually a good idea. I like the idea of using Gutter Runners to bait into Rat Ogres. Not a play you see often, but you know, then again, not a lot of people play Skaven. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that one.